Hello and welcome. You're watching Head to Head with uatv and I'm Antonina Antosha. War is a feminine noun in Ukrainian English. Woman in War is Ukrainian documentary presented at DOCUDAYS.UA International Human Rights Documentary Film Festival that is currently taking place in Kiev. The film is based on the stories of 3 Ukrainian women whose lives have been changed dramatically by the undeclared war that has followed the Russian aggression in 2014. How women became soldiers and what is the price they have to pay. Film director Mariya Kondakova joins us in the studio to discuss Woman in War documentary and the harsh questions it raises. Hello, Mariya, and thank you for coming.
Hello, thank you for the invitation.
So what is the documentary all about?
It's about women that said to themselves they came to the war voluntarily, and they left their families, everything, because they said we have to go there and fight. And also because at one moment in 2014 there were no people left no soldiers to fight in one specific battalion. So that's why, for example, Mariya Kondakova, who is the main character in the film, she's a journalist. She decided, she came voluntarily first as a journalist, and then she said, like, I have to stay because there is no people left to fight.
I've already mentioned that there are actually 3 women, the stories of 3 women that the documentary is based on. Where did you find these women? Why did you decide to depict their precise stories in your documentary?
Sure, it's actually simple because I wanted to show the war in different statements, the past, nowadays, and the future. So that's how I started to look for the, not actors, but the characters. And I had the casting interviews in 2016, and all the women that I have met, they were already came back from the war. They were, so for me it was more interesting to go to the front line and to live with somebody who is fighting right now. So that's how I found Lera Burlakova. One writer, Artem Chekh, who was a soldier at the time, I contacted him by Facebook and just was asking, like, have you seen some women who is fighting? Not somebody who is medic, SASAP, or in the with the paper stuff. And he said, yeah, it's Valeria. That's how we met. She also wrote a book, Life PS, that is a diary about her dramatic situation because she lost the love. She lost her almost husband on the war. She met him and she lost him there. So it was absolutely dramatic. I read this book and I definitely knew that this drama, we have to show this drama, personal drama, not only because it's the woman that, okay, these women, they came, and I was looking for the personal drama. That's how also Irina Ivanyush, who represent the past, the consequence of the war, she came back at 25, when she was 25, she was exploded on the mine. She lost 2 legs and 1 eye, and now she keeps going, she's working, she's driving the car, and she's just absolutely strong personage character.
It takes tremendous courage.
Absolutely, and I hope that this, her experience, her example can show another guys who had the same situation right now after the war to not give up and keep going, just be alive, and you know. And another character, Mariya Kushnir, she is a jurist, and she was consulting me for some questions, and I discovered that she prepared herself to go to the war as a medic, and she actually, her life changed a little bit because when she came to the National Squad, National Guardian, and one of the guys said, like, hi, guy, he said, like, I'm sorry, you're a woman, you can't go there. It's another small situation about discrimination about women and stuff.
Is this why you decided to make women your protagonists? Why women? What is the idea behind your decision to choose women as the main heroines of your documentary?
That's a good question, because I think in the world, the military stuff, its association is the men and the war. And there are a lot of women that are fighting, not only in Ukraine, but also in other parts of the world. So and not a lot of films and discussions about women in war, and how do they, you know, what is the life there on the front line? It's quite different, and how do they live with the men, and, you know, all this stuff that we have to do, like, naturally. And it was a question for me, so I decided to open a bit to spotlight on it. Okay,
to let our audience know what we are exactly talking about right now in the studio, we would like to show some shots of your movie on the screen right now.
Thank you.
естественно, я стала на сторону проукраинскую и что-то начала делать.
Вважаю, що свобода – це найвища цінність. Має мати пріоритет навіть над життям. Пока да, живые.
Признайте всего на самом деле, за святом вас.
Толік просив, щоб я не плакала.
До последнего я думала, что я беременна. То есть меня вполне устраивало, там ребенок с его глазами. Навіть незважаючи на те, що ця війна мені все більше здається не самою чесною. Якби я зараз сиділа вдома, я б збожеволіла, напевно.
This is definitely not easy, not the easiest, if not the hardest job to shoot such a movie. What did you find the most difficult in the shooting process?
When we've been under the bombardment
or shelling.
Bombardement, thank you. Bombardement en français. It was crazy because when it started...
what did you feel when it started?
I was screaming, roll camera! It's true. Absolutely, for the first moment, let's roll camera. And I have nothing with myself. We couldn't, run away somewhere on the floor because we're supposed to do that, but it was no time.
Of course, you have to go hide.
Yeah, exactly. So I just said, let's roll camera. And I was under the table as a child, just praying and trying to understand. Did they start from our place and they go somewhere further, or did they start from?
Or is it the other way around? They're approaching you.
No. So it's you can't understand it because it's just chaotic, moment when it's bam, bam, and okay. So I was praying and just showing to my crew, keep rolling, that's all.
Okay, do you think that the life stories of these women that are depicted in your documentary, that those are the stories of modern Ukrainian history right now? Because the war that is happening in the east of Ukraine, it is Ukrainian history, but the lives that get broken due to that war, they are also a part of that modern history. Am I right?
Sure, absolutely. Because for me, that's why I was also selected Irina, who came back from the war. Because for me, it's important to talk about the people who came back and how they find themselves in this normal life between the people. It's quite difficult. It's quite bizarre.
Okay, where and when can our audience watch your documentary?
So after the festival DOCUDAYS, we suppose that we will have some distributors. If no, we're gonna go with Mariya Kondakova and together organize the screening all over the Ukraine for the beginning, and then we're working for the international version right now. French producers are interested in the movie, so they are negotiating with our Ukrainian producers. So I hope it's gonna be really soon online.
What are your plans for the future? You're planning on shooting more documentaries, and if so, who or what they are going to be about?
Actually, I'm a fiction director, so I'm supposed to come back to my roots, and I'm gonna shoot first my short film, and then we're gonna move to the feature film, my first feature film.
Well, thank you so much for coming and telling us the stories of these three beautiful women and telling us about your documentary.
Thank you so much.
That was Mariya Kondakova. She's the documentary film director. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned with UATV.